Welcome to DentonRadio.com, powered in part by Classic of Denton. Hey everybody, we are live once again here at DentonRadio.com. Thin Line Fest is right around the corner, and this year we're going to have a lot of great comedy going on. Sitting next to me is the man that's going to give you all of the details. We are with Brad McKenzie of the Brave Boys. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
I'm good. Okay, so you have a regular thing going on here in Denton called the Brave Boys.
Yeah.
Give us a rundown on what that is for anybody that hadn't seen it before.
So the Brave Boys is me. I'm one of the hosts.
Cool.
With Taylor Higginbotham, another local comedian, and Robbie Shear. We have a weekly live podcast,
Very
essentially,
cool.
where we feature a different comedian every single week. Takes place at Andy's at 9 p.m. every single Tuesday night. When Taylor and I started the show, we both do stand up in the DFW area and wherever else they'll let us.
Right.
We found that some of the most fun that we were having in the comedy scene was hanging out with comedians before or after shows.
Right.
And the conversations kind of happen at the bar, hanging out at a table, cigarette break outside, or whatever.
Right.
We wanted to take that kind of conversation and put it on the stage to let people that aren't necessarily participating in comedy but enjoy comedy get to have those moments too.
That's cool.
And that's kind of where the Brave Boys began, was taking those conversations to the stage for everybody to have.
Love that.
Yeah.
And so the comedians that you guys are bringing on, are they primarily local? Are they from all over? Who are the folks that you guys are getting to talk to?
Well, for convenience sake, a lot of them are DFW locals.
Sure.
For convenience sake, but we've had a bunch of different people on. One of my favorite guests, we've had him on twice, Landry Miller.
Cool.
He was a writer for Conan and BoJack Horseman.
Cool.
Lives up in Oklahoma, so he'll come down and do shows with us pretty frequently. One of my comedy heroes, this was a crazy experience down at Stomping Ground in Dallas. We got to have Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall.
Cool.
Which I grew up watching.
Yeah.
We had him as a guest. That episode is online. You can listen to my dorky self talk to one of my comedy heroes. And
That's awesome.
It was great. Before the show, I was like, okay, here's the rundown. Here's how it goes.
Right.
I was very, very professional. And then afterward, I was like, oh, I've loved you my whole life. And I didn't kind of nerd out until afterward. I kept it together.
Kept it together.
Kept it together for the whole show. But it was a
cool.
blast. Yeah. We had David Liebehart a couple weeks ago over at Andy's from Tim and Eric fame. He was our guest
Sweet.
a couple weeks ago. So for the most part, mostly DFW, Austin, Oklahoma
Sure.
people, comedians traveling through. Like
Cool.
If they're on tour, we'll have them on. But yeah, for convenience sake, it's mostly DFW.
Very, very cool. And where did the name the Brave Boys come from?
It came from Taylor and I just giving up and trying to come up with a name. Taylor and I both work at the same place, so we both work at Eastside, and we were just sitting in one of the booths trying to come up, just racking our brains over some name. And just, calling two 30-year-olds boys is always funny.
Yeah.
It started with two, and then Robbie is also, in his 30s. Like, we're all boys. We're all just sweet little chuckle boys.
I love it.
And so we eventually just settled on the Brave Boys because we couldn't think of anything better. And it was super disappointing when the Proud Boys became a thing. Yeah, we did not anticipate that coming.
Well, that's awesome, man. So you guys have something special planned for Thin Line over at the Campus Theater, which is an awesome venue in and of itself. If nobody's gone to the Campus Theater, you've got to go check it out. But you guys have a whole smorgasbord of comedy planned for people. So give us a rundown on what's going to be going down at Thin Line.
Yeah. So Brian Denny from Thin Line is a fan of the Brave Boys. He comes most weeks. Really enjoys what Taylor and I are doing for comedy in the city. Beyond just the Brave Boys, who run several other shows and whatnot. Trying to make Denton a comedy destination for people traveling through. So he contacted us and said, this year for Thin Line, we have film, we have music, we have art. We want to add comedy because it's kind of blossoming in this town. So contacted us and asked us to put something together. including a Brave Boys show. So we put together a super sick lineup, like a really, really great lineup of Thin Line is all about celebrating kind of locality.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we put together there's a really great lineup of Denton and DFW comedians that have all done really, really excellent work.
Yeah.
And we get to put them on display, and then also have a Brave Boys afterwards because, you know, hey, if we're going to run it, we're going to be on it.
Right. Hey, I understand.
Yeah. So we have Javoris James, who's a Denton local.
And hilarious.
Yeah, super, super funny. Does work all over the DFW area. Does work for Hyenos. Does work for the Improv. Is at Stomping Grounds also. One of my favorite Dallas venues. Tony Casillas, who's
also very funny.
Also very funny. He's worked with the Sklar Brothers. He's opened for some people from an MTV show called Jackbutt. I'm going to call it Jackbutt because I signed an agreement.
I love it.
Yeah. No, so he does a bunch of really great feature work and stuff. He's just a rising star in the Dallas comedy scene.
Very cool.
And we have Mana, who runs. She just goes by Mana, which is dope.
Right.
Runs several shows in Fort Worth and is a huge member of the comedy festival circuit. Like she's been on festival after festival after festival and is consistently killing it. Josh Johnson, Dallas guy, used to live here in Denton actually.
Cool.
Which is rad. Lived in LA for a little bit. He's back in the DFW area. He's been on Comedy Central multiple times. He was on Adam Levine's house party.
Love it.
Yeah, and then our headliner is Kalana Spiller, who we had in Denton a couple months ago just for a show that Taylor and I ran. Absolutely burned the town down. Like,
love it.
She
so
absolutely killed. And then after, I think it was after that show, she qualified for Kevin Hart's Heart of the City.
Wow.
Yeah, so she got to perform with Kevin Hart, which was
that's
super
cool.
Like handpicked by, you know, the man himself.
Yeah.
And then she's going to be joining us as our guest for the Brave Boys that we're following the showcase.
Very cool.
Yeah. So if you like her set, you get to see what she's like in the green room, essentially.
Yeah.
Like just with a microphone in front of her face.
Man, what a lineup. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's super cool.
It's going to be
and
really cool.
And it's dope that it's all kind of local centralized stuff too. It's people here that are doing really great stuff.
Yeah.
Like couldn't ask for more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be super dope.
And I tell you, Thin Line, it's just there's so much diversity in it because we've had several people come to us and go, you know, tell me about Thin Line, and we say, well, there's the film festival, and I don't know if documentaries. Whoa, pause. Like, there's so much going on at Thin Line between art and music and comedy and all these other things. Like, you'll find something you like, and I guarantee you like the films too.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been in Denton since 2008, so this ain't my first Thin Line.
Right.
And so it's actually super cool to be a part of something that I was already participating in, like as an observer, like previously. Yeah. Like now I get to be a part.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really dope, man.
And it's free.
Yeah,
it's
free. Completely free.
Like crazy. That's I mean, it's for a festival of this magnitude with this many options with this many offerings, for it to be free is nuts.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah. So I mean, if you got to go. Like this, I don't know what else is. So you need to pre-register at thinline.us just to save your spot. You need to go ahead and do that. So they've got counts on all those kinds of things, but it's still free. Like, man. Okay, so before we wrap up, anything else we want to talk about with the show?
I will say, yes, the show starts at 7. The show starts at 7. But if I know anything from my years of going to Thin Line, especially for trying to go to showings at the campus theater, you don't want to get there at 7.
No.
You want to get there early. You want to find your seat. You want to get in. You want to, strap in and just get ready, man. We're bringing the heat. We're bringing the chuckles.
Bringing the chuckles. I love it.
Bring your own belt buckle. I'll bring the chuckle.
I love it. All right, guys, if you have not reserved your space for Thin Line, you're missing out. You got to do it. It is coming up very, very soon. It all kicks off April 10th. Comedy on April 11th, correct?
Yeah, it's a Thursday, I believe.
Super, super cool feature of Thin Line this year. You guys do not want to miss it. Man, Brad, thank you so much for coming in and doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really looking forward to the show. Guys, check it all out. Again, thinline.us. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.